So my older son and I were talking about incels that are violent. And it seems like to me, we've got the loneliness epidemic of men and how they feel they're owed a woman. And why can't they get a woman? And we're telling them you have no emotional intelligence. That's what's required to bring to the table. Before, it was all about money and protection and providing. And now there's this part of us that we got our own well-being, and now that has to be matched, that energy, correct, the frequencies and the vibrations, and it's so deep and it's so intense and so beautiful. That's the only way I can explain it. And how feminists just want their equality and bodily autonomy, and we're not violent about it. Do we know how to protect ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically? Yes. But there's something about that violence that is acceptable. And it is literally, violence is the lowest form of communication when you don't know how to use your words or the comprehension skills that feminists have of, this is what I want. So anyway, Blade Runner and Ex Machina, I hope I'm saying that film correctly. I did watch it, and I'm reading Blade Runner, and just understanding how AI works and how it's so out there now, and how several years ago I read about men who wanted to buy female robots, and also the question was, could they marry them? And I just remember being like, what? Why would you want to marry a machine? Oh, because it just agrees with you and whatever you want, like a pygmy. There's so much going on with everything going on up here regarding AI, AI robots, men wanting to marry robots, incels that are violent, feminists who just want to be seen as a person, we're all people. At the end of the day, we're all people. And what do we all want? Acceptance, validation, compassion, to be heard. We all want that at the end of the day, but there's all these other factors that have been shoved into our heads of what matters. I know it was always money. Money, money, money for me. It was always about money. Money is just a tool. This is why they don't teach us personal finance. There's a reason why they don't do the things so that we can become happy, independent people. And when you're angry, you make bad decisions. And you listen to people who can use you, take everything from you, and say it's for your own. I'm doing this for your own good. I don't need a fucking mommy and daddy. I've already had those. I've had to grow up in the last few years and really see what's going on. Violence sells. Violence and hatred sells. You always wonder, why is there such a mismatch on content creation? And, when you defend yourself, you get the CGV. The message is more important than me. The message is more important than me. Women's equality and bodily autonomy and being heard and seen, it's going to take time. It's going to take time, but we're still marching up that hill that says, you are not allowed to take this from me. You will not take this from me. As far as the incels are concerned, keep listening to the men with the microphones. See how far you get. Violence is never the answer. Violence is never the answer. And I'm talking about in men and women relationships. EQ is everything. Emotional intelligence is everything. I was thinking about the scene in Ex Machina and how she left them both. And one of them, I'm not sure if she did it on purpose or not. But her being free was more important than anything. And does AI have emotional intelligence? And then there's Blade Runner, right? That moral compass. There's a lot. I find it fascinating, the human behavior, and can it imitate it? I just know violence. Violence, not okay. I grew up in a violent household. And the last thing I want is for my grandchildren to be afraid of me. That would hurt me beyond belief. What I want for myself, I want for others.